Hey, everybody, and welcome to Lords of the Night. With me, as always, your Lord of Punishment. Say hi, Scribe.
Hi, Scribe.
Your Lord of Pennies is here as well. Say hello, Satsu.
What up, though?
And I am your Lord of Pain, the Ranting Monkey. Welcome to what promises to be the best show ever.
Oh my God, you're so energetic tonight, unlike last night. Uh-oh.
I actually got a lot of sleep, though.
Good.
I did my stream this morning and then passed out until like 6 o'clock this evening. So, yeah, I basically had a sleep, which is nice. Before we go any further, there is a super chat here. Let me get that. Thank you, William Savage. Gutenberg can eat a rotting male organ swollen with bubonic plague. Bloody Marys are full of vitamin, you judgmental elitist tool. Much love. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Anytime you want to insult Gutenberg and give me money in the process, I am on your side. Just throwing that out there. How are you guys today? Satsu, how you doing?
Better than Gutenberg, I guess. No, I'm good. I had a pretty eventless day. I played a lot of Borderlands 2 today, which brought back some memories because I love that game. I haven't played it in a while. Thank you, Dax, for hanging out with me most of the day. But yeah, pretty good day overall.
Flair says, to have the best show ever, these streams would need to be good in the first place. No. See, that's what you do. You set the bar very low, and then you don't have to do much to have your best show ever.
Yay.
I'm just throwing that out there.
Why am I here?
Your animal magnetism. You're here to bring in the puss. You're here to bring in the puss and get the ladies, you know.
Also to make funny noises at Grand Monkey, apparently.
Yeah, y'all missed it. Sorry. She was here before the stream, but she ran off. And hi, everybody. Nice to see you. Scribbles, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. Got some actual video work done today, and I'll talk about that at YouTube time. And I was able to leave work a little early, and I had a cheeseburger. Yay! And battered fried mushrooms. Oh, those are good.
Yeah.
If you like mushrooms, I bet they are.
Oh, yeah.
Those are really good.
Monkey doesn't like mushrooms because he's a communist.
Yes, that, and they're nasty. They're fungus.
So's, well, anyway, never mind.
Anyhow, Monkey Dick, Jim Jones, movies, video games. Smash that like button like Scribe smashes the puss, and share this with everyone you know. I'm just saying.
Especially the people you don't know.
Yes,
Yeah.
Share with people you don't know. That's a great idea. If you get shirts printed up with our URLs on it, that would be awesome. You can wear it around, and people will go, "What is that?" And you can tell them, "Go watch," and then they'll have to.
Or even better, if you live on a college campus or you just know where there's a corkboard somewhere, just leave a flyer saying, "Look up Lords of the Night on the YouTube." And then list our names, and then take a picture that you've posted that somewhere and post it to Twitter, and then we'll know that we're like even more popular out in the world.
Yeah, if you guys want to put us all over corkboards, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
If you're going to do graffiti, though, unless you're Banksy, I would say not, because Banksy gets away with it, and you're no Banksy, damn it, unless Banksy's listening. In which case, dude, can I have some of that 1.4 million you don't care about?
Yeah.
I don't have anything else to talk about before we get into the show, except Cindy, if you're out there, sweetie, I miss you. I need you to come back.
Cindy
is my new favorite person on YouTube, and we can talk about her later.
Okay. I thought I was your favorite person.
Cindy, come back. Hashtag Cindy, come back. Yes, indeed.
All right.
Do you guys have anything to talk about before we get into whatever is sure to be the most exciting news day in history?
No.
Well, the only thing I have to talk about is the news, so I guess I'm kind of stuck.
Let's get into the most exciting news you guys will ever hear in your lives. Scribe.
Let's get right into the news.
So,
Hurricane
Oh, at least it calmed down some.
I watched some live cameras this morning that were just set up around the coast, and there was this one shot of some guy's house, or like a couple of houses next to each other, and they had a boat launch like right next to the beach, and over the course of about an hour, you just see the water and the waves slowly rising and covering the boat launch and getting closer to the house. And as I'm watching this in between doing work stuff, I look up and I see there's a guy there. He's running around. He's like trying to, I don't know, put away his stuff or something. I'm thinking, I think you made a bad choice. I don't know what happened to that guy because the camera view eventually changes something else, but some guy decided to tough it out, I guess, right next to the water. I'm like, okay.
That's a good idea.
Yeah, but anyway, latest and greatest on the hurricane. There are nearly 500,000 customers without power across 3 states. Alabama is reporting 60,000 customers without power. Georgia is reporting 42,000 people without power. Yeah. And Florida has 388,000 customers without power. Hurricane Michael is now a Category 1 as it moves through southwest Georgia. It's been downgraded from a Category 4 when it first hit the coast earlier this morning. Let's see. These are all like bullet point updates from CNN, so I'm going down them in order here. Technically going back in time, but all the same. Alabama governor requests federal emergency declaration for Hurricane Michael. Governor Kay Ivey requested an emergency declaration for President Donald Trump for Hurricane Michael recovery, according to a tweet from Ivey. The declaration would allow for preemptive federal assistance for debris removal, generators, and other resources, according to the tweet. Let's see. White House shares photo of Trump talking to Georgia governor from Air Force One. Exciting stuff there.
I have a super chat real quick. Thank you, Mash. Chat, how much will you offer me for Ranting Monkey's wiener that I have in my possession? I'll be frank with you, it's a bit small.
I'll be frank with you, it's a bit small.
Well, I mean, I was going to make a joke about how big her pussy might be, but that seems inappropriate. Anyway,
the only other thing is that so far, and I do emphasize the phrase "so far," there's only been one reported death from Michael. Now, that's likely to rise over the course of the next few days, but so far, only one person has been reported to have died as a result of the hurricane so far. So that's, I hope the number gets no larger. But
indeed, I was going to say I hope it gets smaller, but that's probably not going to happen, huh?
Yeah, probably not.
Satsu, we're picking up something with your gain there, bud.
Yeah,
microphone.
I did, but every time I keep pressing the button and mute it instead of muting it over here. And the way these mics work is the gain, because it's just turning on or whatever, it like picks up everything until it evens out. So
Squishy.
Sorry.
What were you saying? Squishy?
No, she was like talking to me in the background and she's doing like a bunch of stuff or whatever. So I keep like muting and unmuting the mic. Sorry.
Oh, is that what's doing? Because when you unmute, it tries to pick up the sound. Gotcha. Adebisi has a birthday today, y'all.
What? Does he still have that little hat on his head?
It's amazing how that dude kept that on because it wasn't like glued or anything.
Wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I'm sure there were several takes where it fell off, though.
I'm sure, but...
Yeah, especially when he was like, raping some other prisoner or something.
Well, that probably kept it on. His head would swell.
No, there you go. Wow.
Adebisi, are you out there? I know you are because I saw you just a moment ago. This one's for you, and a 1 and a 2. Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday to you.
I don't want to do this.
Happy birthday, dear Adebisi.
Better earlier than later.
Happy birthday. Happy birthday, dude. I hope you had a great one. I really do. Why is my mic so far away from me? There we go.
It doesn't like how you smell.
Apparently. Jesus Christ. I just showered. I showered and I used coconut scented soap, y'all.
Did you shower in stinky water?
I'm coconut flavored.
Oh,
Thank
yeah.
Thank you, everyone but Satsu. The fuck?
You didn't sing.
Who didn't sing?
You ain't sing.
I sung in
He does-
spirit, damn it.
He does the color commentary.
I haven't. Cynical Lindsay says, Scribe Gon's Wookiee. I haven't gone Wookiee yet. That's Wookiee-ish.
Still using that snowball monkey. Yes, I love my snowball.
Well, speaking of snowballing, the Dow fell 832 points in the third worst day ever.
Why? What happened today?
Well, I don't know. The Dow plunged nearly 832 points on Wednesday. All 30 Dow stocks were in the red, sending the index below 26,000 points for the first time in a month. The index fell by more than 3%. Excuse me. The S&P 500 posted its fifth straight decline, plummeting nearly 3.3%. And tech stocks got hit particularly hard. I'm hoping I don't get my hiccups.
What this says.
What?
Do you want me to tell you what it says?
Mhm.
It says, happy best wishes for you. What's this from? It's a happy anniversary card. Where'd you get that from?
The calendar?
Oh, from the calendar?
She said, I wonder what this says. Translation. Grandpa, read this.
Yeah, she's subtle, isn't she? Oh, you going away?
Yeah, I'm getting paper in this.
All right, I love you.
Mhm.
Anyway, sorry.
That's all right. No need to apologize for Grand Monkey. Let's see. The NASDAQ dropped more than 4% in the worst percentage decline since June of 2016. Stocks are in the midst of a scary October slump, sliding sharply because investors are worried about rising interest rates. October has often been a nerve-wracking month for investors, and this month is living up to that reputation. All three indexes are in the red this month, but the NASDAQ has really taken it on the chin. It has plunged nearly 8% already in October. Let's see. Why stocks are plunging. Tech is taking its lumps because bond yields have climbed in recent weeks, hovering at a more than 7-year high. Although that's largely because the U.S. economy is so strong, the spike in rates for the benchmark U.S. 10-year Treasury has investors wondering if the near-decade-old bull market may be finally ending. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy. Higher long-term rates could slow down red-hot sectors of the economy, including technology, especially as the Federal Reserve seems intent on raising short-term rates for the foreseeable future. Higher rates increase borrowing costs, pinching corporate profits. I don't claim to understand all of this because I'm not a financial wizard.
Basically, when bonds are doing well, sometimes stocks tend to drop.
Yeah, and vice versa.
Yep.
So there you go. Is
It'll
it the
come
end of the
back.
world? No. Yeah, it'll come back.
Why do fuckwits always draw someone drowning at the end of their sentences?
Oh, the LOL. You see it's someone with their hands raised.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah. All right.
I'm quick
I
sometimes.
see that.
Not when it matters, though, ladies. Let's see. In other news, something that I don't think would surprise any of us, the limo company owner's son is arrested regarding the deadly New York crash.
I'm shocked.
Yeah.
Wasn't he not supposed to be driving?
No, well, the driver's dead.
Yeah. They weren't supposed to have the cars on the road.
Right. I mean, if they arrested a corpse, that'd be funny. But authorities charged a limousine company owner's son with criminally negligent homicide Wednesday in connection with the weekend crash in upstate New York that killed 20 people, according to a New York State police statement. Nauman Hussein, whose father, Shahed, owns Prestige Limousine Chauffeur Service, was arrested during a traffic stop on Interstate 787. New York State Police said. Nauman Hussein is an operator for Prestige, police said. The 28-year-old received written violations from state police and the State Department of Transportation, informing him that the driver, quote, should not have been operating the type of vehicle involved in Sunday's crash. The state DOT has also ordered the stretch Ford Excursion involved in the wreck be taken out of service in September. Had also ordered. I was like, have also ordered. I think it was taken out of service when it crashed.
Yeah, it's done now.
Let's see. Quote, the sole responsibility for that motor vehicle being on the road Saturday rests with Nauman Hussein, the superintendent said, adding that more charges and arrests are possible. As Nauman Hussein was being processed at a trooper barracks in Latham, attorney Lee Kindlin, who represents Prestige, said his client was innocent. The younger Hussein is expected to appear in Shohari. I know I should know how to pronounce this by now, but I don't. It's Shohari Town Court later Wednesday.
Doesn't murder seem like a awful big or homicide? That seems like a stretch here.
Limo?
Yes, a stretch limo here.
Well, criminally negligent homicide. It depends on, let's see. Asked if he knew whether police planned to arrest the father, Kindlin replied, I had no idea that this guy was going to be charged today. Shahad Hussein, the father, handled the company's day-to-day operations, including maintenance, while Nauman Hussein handled some marketing and booking, answered the phone, and had, quote, very little involvement in the company, said his attorney, of course. Yeah, I'm curious to know what their justification is going to be for charging him with criminally negligent homicide, unless he had a direct role in, like, I don't know, covering up the order or ignoring it or being the one to put the limo out there. I don't know.
Yeah, it seems weird. Anyway, I don't want to second guess the police. I don't mind doing that. The unless he's like, okay, this is the car you're taking out today, and they knew it wasn't supposed to be on the road, blah blah blah. Then I guess. Mm-hmm.
Well, I mean, given the extent of the tragedy, somebody's going to be held criminally liable.
Oh yeah.
Whether it's for homicide or manslaughter or something, somebody's going down for that. There's just no way you get around that. Let's see. And in other criminal news, imagine this this sounds like the end point of a action movie. New York man charged with building 200-pound bomb to allegedly detonate on Election Day.
Wow.
A New York
really
man
doesn't like elections.
No. Well, here's the thing. A New York man has been charged with building a 200-pound bomb he allegedly planned to detonate on Washington's National Mall on Election Day.
Wow.
Paul Rosenfeld, 56, appeared in federal court on Wednesday after law enforcement agents found an explosive device in his basement on Tuesday, according to a news release from the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Southern District of New York. Rosenfeld was pulled over while driving, and in an interview with law enforcement agents, he admitted to purchasing black powder online, transporting it to his house in New York from New Jersey, and constructing an explosive device in his basement. Okay, I want to know why he was pulled over. Was he pulled over for something like completely uninvolved, like a ticket? Or did they have reason to pull him over, and that's when he confessed?
Well, it was like a cartoon. There was a trail of black powder following him.
That'd be hilarious, a little flame trail.
Real quick, thank you, William Savage. Much love for the caustic being moving at a glacial pace, Scribe light.
The what?
Apparently you're slow.
I'll take that under advisement.
Well played indeed.
He also said he has previously built smaller explosives to test the devices, according to the release. The explosive device was removed by FBI bomb technicians, and law enforcement also found a system built to trigger explosions in his home. Jesus. A series of letters and text messages sent during August and September also show Rosenfeld intended to detonate the device as a way to bring attention to a political ideology called sortition.
Sortition.
I have never heard of that before, according which it describes. Sorry?
Spell that for me.
Sortion. Sortition. Right. Let's see. It's described as a, quote, theory that advocates the random selection of government officials. Okay. Never heard of that before. It sounds vaguely like some kind of offshoot of like sovereign citizens, kind of. But anyway, Rosenfeld has been charged with 1 count of unlawfully manufacturing a destructive device and 1 count of interstate transportation and receipt of an explosive. Each charge has a maximum sentence of 10 years in prison. I'm still really curious to know what caused him to be pulled over in the first place. If it was one of those things where it's like, hey, your back tail light's out, and the guy looks at the officer and says, I made bombs. Like, I would love to know what the initiating action was there, but it doesn't specify here.
Thank you, William Savage. He says, love it. I'm assuming to your slow reading there. Yeah, Pat in chat has a good point. Hit that like button, y'all. There we go. That's all I had to say.
Anyway, I'm sure there are other things. Let me check real quick to make sure nothing breaking has broken on the wonderful world of news. Let's see. Not really. Oh, we could talk about Trump mocking the Me Too movement again real quick, I guess.
Well, how do you mock him now?
I don't know. Let's see. They're going to play a video at me because they love playing videos at me, and I have to wait for it to go because I don't know when it'll start. Stop. Okay. President Donald Trump mocked the hashtag MeToo movement again at his rally in Pennsylvania on Wednesday night, citing the, quote, rules of Me Too, unquote, as the reason he wasn't, quote, allowed, unquote, to use an expression. Okay. When talking about
cunts. What?
I don't know. When talking about winning the state in the 2016 presidential election, Trump said, quote, Pennsylvania hasn't been won for many years by Republicans, but every Republican thinks they're going to win Pennsylvania. I used an expression, there's an expression, but under the rules of Me Too, I'm not allowed to use that expression anymore. I can't do it, unquote.
Oh, grab him by the pussy.
Maybe that was it.
That's got to be it.
Quote, it's the person that got away, Trump continued. See, in the old days, it was a little different, the president added, laughing as a rally attendee told him from the crowd to do it anyway. Quote, I would do it except for these people up there, Trump said, pointing at the cameras and press at the rally. They would say, did you hear what President Trump said? He continued, so there is an expression, but we'll change the expression. Pennsylvania was always the person who got away. That's pretty good, right? The person that got away.
What the hell is he talking about? Somebody translate that for me. I'm not from Pennsylvania. Where's Gutenberg? Gutenberg, what the fuck does that mean?
Is there like a saying that goes like the pussy that got away or something?
I don't know.
Because I don't know what he's talking about either. I don't know.
The girl that got away? Was that what he said?
Maybe.
I don't understand.
It's like
the girl who got away is what they're saying. The whore that got away.
The girl that got away. So something referring to a female in some fashion.
So the girl that got away, you're not allowed to say that?
You can't say that?
Well, it's possessive. It suggests that woman belonged to you in the first place.
Yeah.
Bitches belong to men. When did this change?
Whoa.
Oh, boy.
Monkey,
all right,
where have you been for the last
statement number one?
Yeah, monkeys. Okay, there's a demonetization. Boom, right there.
They don't give me no money for. Speaking of that, guys, there's a dollar sign in the lower now. I don't understand why that would be so. And I think you're probably right because it sounds possessive, but that's fucking stupid.
Yeah, well, even if it's not, the fact that Donald Trump said it, they would find some way to spin it, and he's right, and they're going to get mad that he's right because now they're going to be upset because he was right about what he said and he didn't say it. So now the issue is going to be that he didn't say it.
Oh wait, isn't the saying the one that got away?
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking in reference to like some past girlfriend you call or even boyfriend, depending on who you are. You say that's he or she's the one that got away, not the girl who got away. That doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, the girl who got away sounds like you were kidnapping some, and she's the reason you got caught.
Yeah.
Hi, Squish. Squish isn't feeling so good, y'all. So send Squish some love by donating to my channel.
She's not quite sick anymore, but she is losing her voice. So.
Anyway,
so Satsu's about to be a happy husband, y'all.
Hey. That's all the stories I had pulled up. If you guys know others.
I pulled up that story and then I closed it. So the answer to your question is a long no. Isn't that a great retelling there? Let me see if I can find it real quick because it's an awesome story, y'all. Where did it go? Why is Twitter so busy now? Why isn't it ever this busy when I'm bored out of my mind in the middle of the fucking night? Oh, yeah, because people are sleeping like normal people. I can't find the fucking thing. This woman kidnapped her husband's lover, and she has a new defense out there that she wouldn't do that because they were in an open relationship, and she has boyfriends too.
Great.
Thank you, incredible trout. The incredible trout, the inedible trout. I think there are about 1.2 million baseball fields in the world, but that's just a ballpark number. Oh fuck! I love that one. I was like, "Where's this going?" And then I saw, "Well done." I like that. Oh my god! Rules for the nun for me in that. You know what? I saw the picture of the dude's girlfriend, and the wife kidnapped her because she's young and spunky and cute as fuck, and she looks like a professional wrestler. That's all I'm saying. Throwing that out there. William Savage, thank you. Sub to Satsu. Yes, if you are not sub to either Satsu or Scribe Light, you should make sure you sub to them.
Yes. Yes, indeed.
Yes, submit to me.
Yes.
And especially sub to 2 cents plus because we play games over there as well. Guys, we're done with the news, kind of. You see, we have this little segment we call MSS News. If there's a story that you think is particularly interesting and we should read it on the air because we like to share amazing stuff with you, hit us up on the hashtag MSS News over on the Twitter machine, and we will do our best to read your story. Scribbles.
Just real quick, apparently there's a new Santa Claus movie coming out.
Yes, with
Kurt Russell. I didn't know that was a thing that was happening. I'll have to watch that trailer later, but I can only hope that he's a Santa Claus who like shoots people in the face with a shotgun.
Yes, with Val Kilmer at his side.
There you go. Let's see. This one comes from Frosted Glass. Hate crime hoax. Ohio University student charged after claiming she received death threats. She sent them to herself.
I'm shocked.
That never happens.
Now, this picture looks familiar. Is this a story we talked about previously? The latest in a long string of hate crime hoaxes comes from Ohio, where a woman claims she received death threats only for police to discover she sent the threats to herself. Anna Ayers, a journalism major and a member of the Student Senate at Ohio University, claimed she found two of the threatening notes, one of which contained a death threat, in her desk drawer at her office in the Student Senate office. She said she also found a hateful, harassing message at her residence that used a derogatory term in reference to her being a member of the LGBT community. Ayers was sorry.
Oh, I got what. Never mind. I was picturing what this note must have said.
Real quick, say it with me, everyone. Journalist major.
Yeah. I was going to get there, but keep reading, Scribbles.
Ayers was also on the Post's publishing board and a former columnist. The Student Senate devoted time to discussing the notes. An emotional Ayers claimed she was, quote, angry, frustrated, and disappointed after the first threat and called her parents to tell them about it. Because two of the messages were found in her Student Senate desk, the threats were at first believed to have come from another member of the organization. Quote, Senate will never be the same for me, Ayers said in front of her Student Senate peers. Quote, the friendships will continue to grow and our successes will always evoke pride, but the memory of my time in Senate and at OU will be marred by this experience. We will all have a memory of a time when this body failed one of its own.
She is perfect, dude. She is perfect. She is on the path to modern day journalism. She knows exactly what she's doing.
She made the news by making up the news.
Ayers went on to call the threat sender. She called the threat sender cowardly, weak, and worthless. Quote,
I agree. I fucking agree.
Quote, you may find me revolting and worthy of a threat on my life, but in reality, it is your beliefs that are repulsive, Ayers said during her speech to the Senate. Quote, you need to get this through your head, you fucking asshole. I am proud to be who I am, and nothing you could say or do will ever change that, unquote. On Monday, Ayers was arrested by OU police for sending the threats to herself. She was charged with making 3 false reports to police. A false report of this nature is considered a first-degree misdemeanor. She faces a maximum penalty of 6 months in jail and $1,000 in fines for each charge. Considering
Right.
how previous hate crime hoaxes have been treated, she won't receive anything close to that.
She sent hateful stuff to an LGBT person.
I know, right?
That should be a hate crime, period.
You would think. But it's not going to be. She'll get off with nothing or like a fine or community service.
Fuck that bitch. But I do agree with her on the when she said, if whoever sent this is a coward and a douchebag. I know I'm paraphrasing, but yeah, you're right. You are absolutely right.
This one comes from senior staff reporter and chief Florida correspondent Colleen Bernier. Man sets fire to McDonald's bathroom.
For why, though?
John Anthony Hernandez Ramos, 27, was charged with arson. A Flora Home, that's the name of a town, I assume. A Flora Home man was arrested in Gainesville early Monday after police say he set fire to a bathroom at the McDonald's on West University Avenue.
Oh.
Yes?
I was responding. That was color commentary saying,
I thought you were trying to. Never mind. Let's see. Hernandez Ramos told Gainesville police that close to midnight he went to a Circle K gas station, purchased 69 cents worth of gas, putting it into an empty soda bottle. He then went to the McDonald's, poured the gasoline on the floor and in the trash can. Then he ignited a handful of tissues and threw them on the gas.
Damn.
About 30 minutes later, a witness who saw Hernandez Ramos running away from the McDonald's asked what he had done. According to police, he told the witness, quote, "You know what I did? I lit the bathroom on fire."
Jesus Christ.
Well, between this guy and the bomb maker, these are the best criminals ever. They just like, I was stopped by police. I did a thing.
Jesus Christ. What is
the
wrong with
bodies
people?
are in the basement. Let's see. We already read one from. Let's see. What's this?
You know what happened? He wanted an extra sauce and they want to charge him 25 cents for it. That's made me want to light their bathrooms on fire. I haven't done it. I'm just saying I can understand.
Is this already happening? I guess I just heard about this today, and it's okay. This one comes from Massive Dynamics, and this is from The Grapevine, which is a sub blog of The Root. The People's Eye Roll. Dwayne Johnson's casting as John Henry prompts deserved backlash.
I think you'd make a great John Henry.
Yeah, well, it looks like, I don't know much about this movie, but it's called like John Henry and the Statesman. And it's going to be like, now I think I brought this up a couple months ago, like, gosh, they should make movies out of all the American folk heroes.
Exactly, yeah.
And it sounds like it's going to be John Henry and I don't know, maybe like, Pecos Bill and Paul Bunyan are all going to
yeah.
But apparently because Dwayne Johnson isn't technically black, it's a bad thing.
Wait, he's not black?
Dwayne Johnson has a lane, and he's rocked the hell out of it. Truth be told, it's a lucrative lane.
You know what? Fuck lanes. I'm so tired of lanes. Go ahead.
The affable action star has made good money off of, well, being an affable action star. But on Tuesday, with the announcement of his latest project, an adaptation of the African-American folk hero John Henry, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson committed one hell of a lane violation. As CBS News reports, the reception to Johnson, a light-skinned, mixed-race man playing an undeniably black American folk legend, was incredulous at best.
Couldn't they just put black makeup on him?
Johnson's heritage isn't exactly a mystery. He comes from a storied wrestling lineage that includes the legendary Samoan wrestler Peter Mava and Dwayne's father, Rocky Johnson. Dwayne Johnson himself has celebrated his father's trailblazing career as a black wrestler who, quote, broke color barriers in the business. But acknowledging black heritage isn't the same as identifying as a black man.
Wait, time out. Whoa.
This is the most racist fucking thing.
Terry Diamandis, thank you. He says the root is on fire. Yeah, no shit.
Oh my God.
Was Barack Obama, who by the way was half white,
yeah,
not the first black president?
So
did he go in the wrong lane by letting people say that about him?
So the Root has a problem with Dwayne Johnson's racial hygiene. Just so people understand where this is going.
Stupid, Jesus fucking.
I'm not going to go on much longer because there's not much else to say about this. Because the Root is just very, very upset that black people aren't black enough, I guess. Let's see.
How black do you have to be? Because I've seen the whole color chart thing before, where the meme on Twitter, like you.
I guess you have to be able to trace your lineage straight back to Africa somewhere, sort of like how the Sicilians won't make you a made man in the mafia unless you're actually Sicilian. I don't know. Anyway,
his black dad doesn't make him black enough.
No, not enough. Let's see. Okay, going back a little bit because that first line is something else. But acknowledging black heritage isn't the same as identifying as a black man, and Johnson has never publicly done the latter.
Oh my! So if he'd come out and said, "I'm black, y'all," then it would be fine.
So the magic words are, "Hey, everybody, I'm Dwayne The Rock Johnson, and I'm black. I'm cured." Is that it?
For the record, guys, I'm black. I'm not actually, but I'm just coming out just in case I ever get a movie role.
Oh, listen to this. Even more pertinent. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Even more pertinent. Johnson's racial ambiguity has been a hallmark of many of his roles, which have rarely seen him explicitly portraying a black man. This is the most fucked up racist thing I think I have read from The Root in a long time, and that's saying something. So this is colorism, guys. If you don't know what that is the theory in which even within a particular racial demographic, there are subcategories of racial purity based on skin tone or, in this case, heritage.
No. With what she said, that if he'd ever come out and identified with black, it wouldn't be a big deal.
Well, okay. So the magic words are, "Hey, everybody, I identify as black." That's all it takes, apparently. Magic words to purify his ability to play a black man in a movie.
Inedible Trout, thank you. Rock led the Nation of Domination in WWE, a black power themed group.
Well, he was just playing a character and he wasn't allowed to do that, you see.
This is fucking retarded.
That is the most.
When you said, he's playing John Henry, that is a really good choice. And then I hear this, like, are you out of your fucking minds, people?
All right. Anyway, we spent a lot of time on that. Let's move on to something that is also wrestling oriented. We have a super chat.
Thank you, Dark Shade. Edgy Wedgy Doodah. Or Eggy Weggy Doodah. I'm sorry. I'm upset right now. That is fucking retarded.
This ought to make you laugh then, because I can't believe that these. It's once again, it's one of those situations where I can't believe these are words that are actually linked together that I'll be reading out loud for the sake of history. This comes from Stunlock Joe. I don't. So this is a site called Consequences of Sound. I don't know who they are. I don't know if this is some kind of joke, but I'm going to read it. The Iron Sheik brokers peace between Limp Bizkit and Insane Clown Posse.
What the fuck?
I can't believe I got that out without laughing.
The Iron Sheik, the wrestler?
The Iron Sheik has brokered peace between Limp Bizkit and Insane Clown Posse. I didn't know that there was a war. Iron Sheik for UN ambassador. That's all I got to say right now. Iron Sheik for the UN ambassador. Can you imagine the Iron Sheik? That'd be great. Quote, I love the peace, not the war, unless the son of a bitch jabroni deserved to get suplexed. What?
All right.
It was the dropkick heard nowhere because it didn't actually connect. Over the weekend, Insane Clown Posse's Shaggy 2 Dope tried to kick Fred Durst off the stage during Limp Bizkit's set at Camden, New Jersey's Rock Allegiance Festival. Though he muffed the move, okay, Bizkit's DJ Lethal was pretty pissed at the attempt, going on a Twitter tirade calling Shaggy a bitch-ass clout chaser. Now, though, cooler heads have prevailed thanks to an unlikely mediator, former wrestling star the Iron Sheik. The Sheik sent out a tweet while mocking Shaggy's failed flying move, called for peace between his brothers. Quote, the Shaggy 2 Dope, you are a good man, but your dropkick is fucking drizzling shit.
Oh my God.
Also, DJ Lethal is my brother. I don't like to see my brothers fight Bubba. That was apparently all Lethal needed to keep his blood from boiling, as he responded on Instagram with laughter and an acceptance of a truce. Quote, "Thank you, Mr. Iron Sheik, for making a funny situation even funnier," Lethal wrote, adding, "Truce, we don't need any more violence in these times. There are bigger issues in the world." Sheik responded to Lethal's post, writing, "Bubba, I love the peace, not the war, unless the son of a bitch jabroni deserved to get suplexed. This way, the shaggy good men, God bless Yoy."
There's a whole bunch of that I don't understand, but all right.
That's drizzling shits. Okay.
Stunlock's in chat. He says, it makes it even funnier knowing Insane Clown Posse has a legit pro wrestling federation they wrestle on a lot. Him botching the dropkick. Oh.
All right. This one comes from Jim Healis. This is strangely associated, I guess, with the video I'm working on, kind of. Amazon built an AI tool to hire people, but had to shut it down because it was discriminating against women.
In other words, never mind.
In other words, Amazon worked on building an artificial intelligence tool to help with hiring, but the plans backfired when the company discovered the system discriminated against women, Reuters reports. Citing 5 sources, Reuters said Amazon set up an engineering team in Edinburgh, Scotland in 2014 to find a way to automate its recruitment. The company created 500 computer models to trawl through past candidates' resumes and pick up on about 50,000 key terms. The system would crawl the web to recommend candidates. Quote, "They literally wanted it to be an engine where I'm going to give you 100 resumes, it will spit out the top 5, and we'll hire those," one source told Reuters. A year later, however, the engineers reportedly noticed something troubling about their engine. It didn't like women. This was apparently because the AI combed through predominantly male resumes submitted to Amazon over a 10-year period to accrue data about whom to hire. Consequently, the AI concluded that men were preferable. It reportedly downgraded resumes containing the words women's and filtered out candidates who had attended 2 women-only colleges. Why didn't you just tell the AI to ignore those key terms?
Because they really wanted to see, get the best candidates.
Yeah.
I have a couple of super chats real quick. Thank you, Gregory Hurst. Where were you when the Park Posse War ended? And why kick a moo cow? I saw a saw that. Okay, let me try that again. I saw a saw that could outsaw any saw I ever saw. If you happen to see a saw that can outsaw the saw I saw, I'd like to see the saw you saw. Holy shit, you made me work for that one.
Let's see. Okay, I don't understand quite this headline because it's all garbled, but I'll try it. This comes from The Reaper. Trump hater spots bumper stickers on Washington man's truck, sets it on fire.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Aha.
What is wrong with people?
A Washington state man was horrified to learn that his truck had been set ablaze during the early morning hours on Monday. Come to find out, it was all because a Trump-hating liberal had noticed 2 bumper stickers that had recently been placed on the vehicle. According to Daily Mail, a truck sporting several bumper stickers in support of President Donald Trump was vandalized, and by the picture, somebody spray-painted Trump on the side of the car, and set ablaze in Washington state, leaving little question as to why the vandals torched the car. The word Trump was spray-painted in white along the side of the now burnt-out vehicle, which was parked outside a bar in Vancouver on Sunday night. I thought Vancouver was a place in Canada.
It is.
No, okay, maybe I'm missing something.
Hillary says we don't need to be civil to people who disagree with us politically. So there's nothing wrong with this story. Set people's cars on fire.
That's right.
Good idea.
The owner, Johnny McKay, said he believed it was a targeted attack because of the 2 pro-Trump stickers he had recently placed on the Nissan Titan. Quote, "I literally just put them on this weekend," said McKay. "If I would have known someone would have taken politics this far, I saw them, I thought they were funny, and apparently someone didn't get the joke." Well, yeah, I hope they catch the people, but those ones are tough to find and prove. So that's stupid. It's a good thing he wasn't in the car at the time.
No shit.
Let's see. Oh, that's not good. This one comes from Ulster Scott. Ulster Scott. Amazon removes £15.99 animal heat pad from sale after one burst into flames and killed 4 3-day-old kittens.
Jesus Christ. So it was basically a cat cooker? Before we start, Terry D. Minus, thank you. Instead of blatantly saying women's votes don't count, just have the number of votes be proportional to penis length. Only downside, Weibo gets way too many votes.
Womp womp.
There you go. Yeah, dick size matters, y'all.
Amazon have removed an animal heating pad from sale after one bought by a mother caught fire and killed 4 3-day-old kittens.
Did it not heat them up?
Monkey.
What? I'm saying that I mean it warmed them.
Belinda Carr spent $15.99 on a Huayu pet heating pad to keep the newborn Sphinx kittens warm at her home in Telford, Shropshire. The heartbreaking incident happened on September 24th, the day the product arrived, just hours after the hairless kittens went to sleep. Oh, and they look like little Dobbies. And I'm not even a Harry Potter fan, but I know who Dobby is, and that one looks like Dobby. Dobby's not very attractive, but it's a kitty cat, and that helps. The kitten's mother, Vito, woke up Belinda in the middle of the night by rubbing against her face. Belinda then caught a whiff of burnt sugar and went to investigate. The pad and carpet had caught fire, and she discovered that 4 of the 5 kittens were dead after being exposed to the extreme heat. After unplugging the pad and throwing it into the bath, she rescued one kitten, Monto. Belinda, 59, said rubbing against her face as she sleeps is something the cat never does and believes her actions saved her life. Well, that's true, too.
Probably.
That's sad. That's sad.
It is, but I still say, I mean, it worked as advertised.
What? Is this true? Okay, this comes from Stargazer Nuts. 123 missing children found in Michigan during sex trafficking operation.
Oh, fuck.
Oh, what? Over 100 children were found safe during a one-day sweep by multiple Michigan law enforcement agencies, the U.S. Marshal Service said Wednesday. Good God, why isn't this headline news? The agency said Operation MI Safe Kid, or Michigan Safe Kid, I suppose, recovered 123 missing children September 26th throughout Wayne County in a sweep aimed to identify and recover missing children and locate victims of sex trafficking. The operation had 301 case files for missing children open before the sweep, which was the first of its kind in Wayne County. All recovered children were interviewed by authorities about possibly being sexually victimized or used in a sex trafficking ring, and officials said 3 identified as possible sex trafficking cases. The report said one homeless teenage boy had not had anything to eat in 3 days, so authorities transported him back to their command post for food and turned him over to Child Protective Services for aftercare. In addition to the missing children in Michigan, officers in the operation obtained information about 2 missing children in Texas and another in Minnesota. Those cases are being actively investigated. Quote, "The message to the missing children and their families that we wish to convey is that we will never stop looking for you," the U.S. Marshal Service said. Several agencies were involved in the operation, including the U.S. Marshal Service, Michigan State Police, Detroit Police Department, Wayne County local law enforcement, as well as the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children and the Department of Housing and Urban Development's Office of Inspector General. Holy shit. Jesus.
Real quick, thank you. Diesel Dave says Vancouver is right on the border and spills over into the States. I'm glad they found the kids, and hopefully they're safe and never have to deal with this shit, and that they get the psychological help they're going to definitely probably need.
Yeah, but they didn't say there was. I don't understand. The Vancouver. Why would they say it's a Washington State man if it's in Canada?
I
don't get it. Anyway, sorry. Let's see. How many more do you want me to do, Monkey?
Let's just do one more and we'll wrap it up here. We're close to the end.
Okay, let me find something from someone I haven't done yet. Oh, okay. This comes from Seal77. I tried to avoid Kavanaugh stories, but I guess I'll just entertain.
You can't avoid the Kavanaugh.
And now a video is going to play because Fox News is just like CNN, apparently. Shut up. Kavanaugh coping mechanisms. 5 wild Democratic schemes to counter Trump's SCOTUS win. Okay, what are the schemes? I'll go down them quickly. Packing the court. President Franklin Delano Roosevelt once famously threatened to expand the Supreme Court as many as 15 justices after the court ruled against a number of his New Deal measures.
But he didn't do it, and they would. No, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, they didn't do it, and that's not going to happen. Impeachment. Impeachment against a sitting president is rare, but even rarer against a Supreme Court justice, having been pursued only once in American history. But in the wake of a hyper-partisan confirmation process, some Democrats have floated the idea for Kavanaugh. Senator Cory Booker said the option of impeaching Kavanaugh should not be ruled out and said he would support further investigation into the newest justice.
You would have to have something that he did worthy of doing that. Real quick, thank you, Diesel Dave. There's a Vancouver, Washington, and several people putting it out there.
Okay. Well, then that makes sense because I didn't know there was a Vancouver. I thought Vancouver, BC was in Canada. So I was like, why are they talking about a Washington State man in Vancouver? Let's see. Next, a constitutional overhaul. Well, that's a non-starter right there.
Good luck with that, dickholes.
Let's see. The popular vote is like yards gained in NFL games, an interesting statistic and a possible consolation for a losing team, but it's not what wins games. In the NFL, it's points scored that wins games, and in U.S. elections, it's the Electoral College that decides elections. Yet one of Hillary Clinton's key talking points in the wake of her 2016 defeat was that she won the popular vote, which means shit, which was quickly used by supporters and allies to suggest that Trump's election was illegitimate. It wasn't.
It's how it works, y'all.
It's a bit to work. Let's see. Term limits on SCOTUS justices.
No,
shut up. Enforcing the McConnell rule. This is perhaps the most realistic of all the options available to Democrats. The debate centers on Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell's decision not to hold hearings in 2016 for then President Barack Obama's Supreme Court nominee Merrick Garland.
That is not the fucking McConnell. Keep going. I'm sorry.
McConnell said that since it was an election year, the nomination should hold until after the 2016 election. President Trump then won that election and nominated now Justice Gorsuch. McConnell said he was enforcing a long-held tradition of not confirming a justice in an election year and cited 1992 remarks by then Democratic Senator Joe Biden, who supported such a claim, leading to Republicans calling it the Biden rule.
Because it is the Biden rule.
Democrats accused Republicans of stealing a Supreme Court seat, and Garland's name came up multiple times in both Gorsuch's and Kavanaugh's hearings. It raises the possibility that a seat could come available in 2020, and Democrats could then demand that McConnell hold the seat open until after the election. McConnell, though, maintains that the 2016 principle only applied because the White House and Senate were held by different parties. Okay, unless Ruth Bader Ginsburg drops in 2020, I don't think it's going to be an issue.
Yeah, it doesn't matter right now. These people have lost their fucking minds.
Anyway, I'm going to stop talking for a bit.
Pincalo just sent me a thing in chat here. Let me take a look at that. Guys, thank you so much for all of the articles. You guys are amazing for sending those in. But that leads us to YouTube time. Satsu, what have you been up to?
I haven't worked on anything specifically, but I did jot down some stuff that I wanted to talk about, and a couple videos that I wanted to do. So there'll be some content coming out soon, but I didn't work on any of it today. I just took note of it. So be on the lookout for that. I got some actual story related stuff, and then I got a kind of off the cuff kind of just conversation type video that I got an idea for. So you guys will see that when it comes out.
All right. Scribbles, you want to go, or you want me to talk first?
No, it's fine. So I wrote a script, chopped up some videos, and recorded the audio for a new video. It's an odd one because it started out with me watching one video. And in this video, it's a diversity and inclusion promotional video thing, like so many others. But near the end of the video, they mentioned that they have contracted with this particular service to help them with their inclusive and diverse initiative. And I never heard of this service before, so I looked them up. And on their website, they had a little demo video of their product. And in this product, they referenced 2 other videos. So I went and found those videos, and through a very convoluted and time-consuming process, I wove together all 4 videos sort of in order of discovery into one narrative, for which I've now written a script and recorded the audio for to sort of lay out. It's kind of like doing commentary on 4 different videos at once, but they're all connected by this product, which is a very weird product. And I'll give details on that in the video. But anyway, I have all the pieces ready for it. I just need to assemble it. I'll probably start that tomorrow. I might not have it out till this weekend because I have a lot of stuff going on at work and real life otherwise. So that is what I've been working on.
I want to talk about this real quick before I get into mine. Pincalo sent me an article. The McConnell rule is law, and Senate Democrats should sue to enforce it. Writes this. Who was this? Ken Levy. Why does that name sound familiar? Anyway, he argues in here that because it's an election year, the McConnell rule, the Democrats actually should have sued for it because it is law. No, the Senate can make its own and hold on.
Yeah.
Rules.
Yes.
They can change them anytime they want to.
Yep.
God, I fucking hate people who talk without knowing what the fuck they're talking about. Because some idiot's going to read this and go, yeah, see, they shouldn't have done that. That was illegal. No, you fucking moron. Oh, God, I hate people.
In order to make it law, wouldn't they have to like alter the Constitution to make it law versus a policy? I don't know. I don't know what the procedure
Not necessarily.
What's the constitutional procedure on creating a new Supreme Court justice?
The Senate can advise how they want to because they get to make up their rules for procedure.
All right.
Unless it is spelled out in the law somewhere.
Right. Okay.
I fucking hate people. Anyway, speaking of hating people, that's what I did today. I watched Steven Crowder's "Rape Culture is a Myth, Change My Mind" video.
Oh.
And it annoyed me so much. I went and did another long ass stream this morning about it.
Yeah, you did.
For the record, only like the first half hour, 45 minutes really dealt with that. And then it turned into what it always is, just a bunch of people chatting and having fun. And that's where we met Cindy. Cindy came into chat and accused me of supporting rape.
Oh, you're a rape apologist, right?
No, actually support rape.
Oh, okay.
Those were her words. And I had a little fun with Cindy, of course, because, I mean, that's what I do. But she finished with, and I'm paraphrasing here, something to the effect of, fuck you, you're a horrible person, and you deserve to get raped.
You support rape. Now,
yes.
With that said, I hope you get raped.
Yes, exactly.
That's amazing.
It was awesome. It was great. And Cindy, I love you, baby. I hope you got the meat that I think you need. She's a vegan, by the way. She's a vegan. I think she needs several different kinds of meat, and I think it should all be consensual. But yeah, she was a lot of fun. If you guys haven't seen that Steven Crowder thing, oh my God, the people. The first woman who talks there, I mean, she's just an emotional wreck. She has no business arguing anything in public. And to the point that the end of their conversation, which by the way is going fine. There's no, like yelling back or forth or anything. She just she turns into a bawling mess.
Yeah. And
then we had the second guy who told us that because he's a man, he feels safe running at night. That's a really bad idea, dummy. Just because you haven't been assaulted yet doesn't mean you won't be. And statistically, guess what, homie? You're on the list before any woman will be. And the third guy, he only came up there because Steven Crowder was making women cry. He wasn't prepared to argue any of the points, but he was up there because he saw women cry. And I watched this goddamn thing and I'm like, the children are our future, man. And our future is bleak as fuck. Because these people are fucking stupid. They're just dumb. Anyhow, yeah, so we did the stream. Let's see who all joined me today. Bear was there, Hammer and Polly and Dork and Poppy jumped on. Weebo jumped on for just a minute. And Peter, the real Peter, jumped on for a little bit today.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It was a good conversation. There was a lot of fun in that one.
Monkey refused to read my messages like a fucking bitch.
And Gutenberg was there too. You know what? You should have given me money. I'd have had to read it. That's how it works, y'all. Yeah, Satsu wanted me to tell everybody how small his dick was. I'm like, dude, I don't want to do that to you.
Is that right?
But yeah, that's what I did today. Which leads us to internet fucketry. My favorite time of the night. Do you guys have any internet fucketry today?
Nothing that stands out in my mind. I'm sure you'll remind me of something.
Not really. I mean, I've been having a back and forth with this one particular chick on Facebook. I like actually debating with her because she doesn't like get mad or get all emotional and shit. Like me and her can have a debate and then both be laughing and sharing fucking memes with each other and shit. So she's cool, even though she's like extremely biased and not afraid to admit it. But I sent her that link of the kid who got who got arrested and had to deal with all that shit or whatever. For being false. Yeah. The
5 mean girls, bitch.
Yeah, and I had told her, I'm like, maybe you should contact this kid and tell him that he has nothing to worry about and he's fine. He's totally fine. Because she shared that stupid ass song that girl made.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, she like, this is the greatest thing ever. I can't believe that men are out here trying to pretend like they have anything to worry about. And I'm just like, yeah, this guy didn't either. He didn't have anything to worry about. This shit didn't happen to him. So go ahead, see if you can contact him and let him and his mom know that this isn't real. None of that shit actually happened. And he doesn't have to worry about anything like that happening.
Yeah, no big deal, man.
Yeah, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
She made a song.
And she said, this was her response to that. Isolated incidents don't equal epidemic. And I'm just like, nobody said anything about an epidemic. But that's the argument that she's sticking with permanently, and she won't change it for nothing. Like anytime I bring it up or I tell her that it does happen and it is a concern, she's just like, it's not an epidemic, so it doesn't matter. Like it's not a huge thing, so it's irrelevant. And I'm just like, okay.
Well, here's the thing with the chick that was on Crowder. Crowder's trying to give her official data. Because we do have official data on like rape stats and other crimes. And like one of the things you always hear is nobody goes to jail for rape. And actually prosecutions are about the same for rape as it is for any other crime in the US. And he's telling her this and she goes, I don't care about the evidence.
Oh God, she said that? Is that a quote?
Yeah. Oh, I don't care I don't care about the empirical evidence. Because Crowder's trying to say, because she says, I've been raped and he's like, look, I understand that. Hey, that's horrible. I'm not even going to ask you about it. He goes, but your personal experience doesn't change the facts.
Yeah.
And she's like, I don't care. It's like, there's no reason to even talk to you at that point.
Yeah.
Because at the end of it, it's so great. As she's crying, she stands up and she goes, because what is the statistic that he uses? I think it's like 1 in 1,800 women get raped. And she stands up. There's more than 1,000 women, or there's less than 1,000 women here. I bet somebody else in this crowd has been raped. And she's like holding her hand up, waiting for somebody to agree with her.
Oh my God!
And nobody does.
This is why we have a justice system that puts a buffer between the victim and the defendant, or the plaintiff and the defendant, with the state in between, because you need some separation of emotion. Justice is blind, etc. This is exactly why.
What's hilarious about that particular interaction is the fact that she was probably genuinely disappointed that no one else was like, yeah, I've been raped.
Yeah, indeed.
She's like, damn it.
That's the problem, and this is when we talk about, they've actually narrowed it down to 1 in 3 women in the U.S. will be raped in the next 5 minutes, guys. So if you have a pussy, cover it right now. It's gonna be violated. The statistics don't actually support that, and if you watch closely, anywhere that they report it, it's actually sexual assault, and then sexual assault can literally be, at this point, a guy on the street said I had a nice ass. That's not sexual assault. You guys are diluting the meaning, and you are doing a horrible disservice to actual rape victims, which is something Crowder pointed out in there. And I don't care what it actually means. Go fuck yourself. Look, we all have personal experiences. That doesn't change the reality of the world around us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want to share something here real quick. Do you guys know Vanilla Bear?
Yes.
Yeah, Irie Bear's wife.
She drew this morning and posted it, and that is fucking awesome. Even though she made me a burned up child molester, Freddy Krueger is the coolest of all of them. But I wanted to share that because I thought that was really cool. She does good work, y'all. Make sure you check her out on the Twitter machine.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I thought so. I like that she put me in there, not Sinatra. Who streams with Drunkle and Bear every night, or 3 times a week. What else? Oh, I'm on to fucketry. Where's that one? Come back here. We talked, was it yesterday, about the chick who posted the picture where she had hung a stuffed monkey?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yesterday, the day before, yeah.
Yeah. There's a woman arguing about this, and they were arguing the SDA, and I want to read you what they said. Okay. She should not have posted it publicly for dissemination, comment, and opinion. Things deemed offensive, no matter her intent, whatever it is irrelevant. Those viewing it perceive it to be. She can do and say what she wants, but she must also accept the consequences. Her intent doesn't matter.
Right.
We've gotten to this. We need to stop. Okay. We are at a place now where it has been taboo for so long to say blacks and monkeys in the same sentence. I can believe somebody grew up not knowing that is something that that's a taboo. And as soon as she says she was educated about it, she took it down and said, sorry, my bad. But for everybody, your intent didn't matter. That is retarded. Your intent is, we heard the same thing with Dankula. Intent doesn't matter. Yes, it does. It absolutely does. You getting offended by something that wasn't meant as offensive makes you the asshole.
And the reason, especially, that it matters is because of the stigma that comes behind being tagged with something like that. They definitively call you a shitty, horrible person for a thing that you didn't intentionally do. They saying you committed this horrible, terrible act. Therefore, you are indefinitely a shitty person. Like, period, point blank, you are a horrible person because you did a thing that horrible people would do intentionally, even though you didn't do it intentional.
Yeah,
and I'm just like, come on, dude.
If she honestly didn't mean it, and I have no reason to believe she didn't, as racist, then yeah, explain it to her. She takes it down, no big deal. But she should suffer the consequences. Yeah, the consequence should be educating her so she doesn't do it again. Frankly, I want to take it and put my little face on it and make it my profile picture.
Well, the post that I put up is Black people are constantly like, comparing us with monkeys in any way is bad. It's horrible. It's a terrible thing to do. If anybody does it, you're a piece of shit. And then they go around and they look around and they're like, oh, look, a picture of a monkey in a compromising situation. That's absolutely about us.
Right. D-Ray in his blue vest.
Yeah. Just like, oh, yeah, absolutely. Monkey, Black people, they're synonymous. By the way, you're not supposed to make that comparison. But anytime I see a monkey, I'm going to automatically think it has something to do with me. But you're not allowed to make that comparison because Black people aren't monkeys. Unless I want something to bitch about. Then they absolutely are.
This is another time when I really hoped that Obama would change things, because if you can go look at political cartoons going back to the beginning of our country, guys, and you will see white politicians compared to monkeys.
Mhm.
But as soon as it became Obama, we can't do that because black men and I would have loved for him to go, look, man, I if you want to treat me just like these other people, treat me just like them. If you think I'm doing something stupid and monkey, for some reason, monkey is the synonym for being stupid. Fuck off. Hey, look, then it's fine. It's not racist. You're literally treating me like everyone else by not doing. This is the part they don't get. By not doing it, that was being racist. You were setting him aside. You were setting him as different than everyone who came before him. And I do understand why. I do. But at some point, we need to get to the place where we literally treat everyone equally. That should be the fucking goal. Anyhow, I saw a funny thing today. This chick posted a little video of herself, and she put the comment on there. Tell me again why you don't buy my premium Snapchat.
Oh, that I saw. That was hilarious.
Because apparently, guys, you can see her nudes on Snapchat. I don't know if you guys know this or not. You can get free naked women all over the internet. I mean, you don't even have it, not just pictures, them doing some pretty interesting stuff. With or without other people, with or without other women who are also just as attractive. I'm just throwing that out there. I seriously don't understand why people pay for porn. I really don't. It's everywhere. Oh, did you guys see the new feminist book coming out for kids?
No.
Hang on. I'm going to put this in chat, y'all. It's being sold on Amazon right now. Well, is it pre-order? Something like that. Written by Brian Lenny. Take a look at that title, guys. It is Why is Feminism So Silly? A Guide for Kids.
Oh, goody. That'll be funny.
Look, I'm not for indoctrinating kids on politics in any way, but I got to give this man credit because as soon as anybody saw this, it was going to blow up and he's going to get all kinds of free publicity for it. I don't think you should probably actually buy this for your children because let them be kids, for fuck's sake. Buy them a Paw Patrol book. Jesus,
yeah. Don't bring up, I mean, even in a, just, yeah, let them be kids. Don't bring up sexual politics and all this other bullshit when they're not even out of grade school yet. Just let them grow up a bit first.
Can I read one of these passages here?
Please do.
Are men and women different? Of course they are. Women and men are different, right? They have different body parts, they sound different, and they look different. And even though women and men are different in lots of ways, feminists think that men and women can do all the same things. How silly.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, I would buy it for me, but I would never like read that to Grand Monkey because that's not. Don't do that to kids. Oh
my God.
Yeah,
that is hilarious.
It is awesome though. But yeah, kids don't need to worry about politics. I always go back to Clinton. Because when the whole Monica Lewinsky thing blew up, I had to explain to my 5-year-old what a blowjob was.
God, every time they bring that up, it's like, what am I going to say to my children when I go home tonight after the election and Donald Trump is president and we live in a country of hate?
How do I explain to them that he grabbed women by the pussy? How about you don't have that conversation with your little kid?
You go home and say, what do you guys want for dinner?
What kind of sandwich you want tonight? Yeah, it's just, and this is something I find worrying. It's a story out of Rolling Stone. So take that for what it's worth. But it says the caption that they put on Twitter: California will play an outsized role in Democratic efforts to recapture the House in November. and the man accountable for delivering a blue wave in the Golden State and across the West is Representative Ted Lieu, a rising star in the Democratic Party. I spend a lot of my time before I found Alyssa Milano. Ted Lieu was one of my favorite targets because he says just a lot of really stupid shit on Twitter. If you guys don't follow him, you should, because he is a moron. But the one that I'm sorry, we got to go to Kavanaugh, guys, just because it has to. Kyle Griffin today. Kyle Griffin, who works for MSNBC, he's a producer over there. He put, this whole 4-minute clip is worth watching. Kamala Harris grills FBI Director Chris Wray on the Kavanaugh supplemental background investigation.
Oh, right. This is so stupid.
Wray confirms that the investigation was, quote, limited in scope by the White House. They asked for a limited scope one. That was how they said that. They said it would be quick because we could do it in a limited way, just like they did in the Clarence Thomas thing. They literally got exactly what they fucking asked for. And now this asshole's acting like it's some fucking big secret that this was a limited scope investigation. When it was announced, they said this is going to be a limited scope investigation.
Well, they asked for a limited scope because they knew they could complain about it afterwards. It was all planned, dude.
You know what? And that's fine, but this is a fucking producer for news.
Yeah.
Putting this out there like it's some major scandal he's just broke.
Nope.
Our news media is fucking broken. The what is it? The fourth estate they call them? Is that what it is?
The internet is the fifth estate.
And these people, this is a man. This will probably end up somewhere on MSNBC. I'm sure. I don't watch that shit, but look, he's admitting it. Why wouldn't he? What's the fucking headline at the time, you dumbass?
It was limited in scope to the accusations alleged that they could actually have something on, which is Ramirez and Ford, and that was it. It didn't go like any further than that. That's why it was limited.
Well, that's why I don't even get it. Like, I used to not really offended, but I used to feel some type of way whenever like people from other countries was like, man, dude, your fucking country sucks. And I'm like, fuck you, I live here. But now I'm just like, well, like you got a fucking kid who's an idiot and people like, your child's dumb. And you're like, oh, well, but he tries.
Well, we had a conversation this morning. Somebody asked us if we thought there was a cold civil war going on in the U.S.
Cold civil war.
Yes. Similar to the actual Cold War, guys, where there was no shots fired between the major parties, but there was a lot of propaganda and shit going back and forth. And I can't help but think, yes, we're kind of in that place, and that the press is a major player on one side. You have Fox News, which has a significant following on the right, but on the left, you have everyone else. This dude making a big deal out of something everybody knew. Kamala Harris spending 4 goddamn minutes questioning the FBI guy about this when she was sitting in the fucking Judiciary Committee questioning when this was brought up. She never stopped anybody and said, I don't think we should have a limited scope investigation. But she's going to treat it like, it's breaking my brain, y'all. But anyway, I do have I'm going to put that question to you. Do you guys think we have kind of a soft civil war going on right now? A cold civil war, if you will?
It's a culture war. I don't know if I'd say it's a civil war.
Yeah. There's definitely a culture war going on.
Polly asked, because Polly's on the side of no, it's not. He thinks things are a lot better than they seem. And I don't necessarily disagree. We pay attention to politics, so we actually seek this shit out a lot of times, or it's sent to us directly. But he asked, like, where's the Mason-Dixon line in this? And my answer to that was cis white male. That is where the Mason-Dixon line. On the one side, you have cis white male. On the other side, you have people of color, or women, or anybody who's not a cis white male. Thank you, Cryptic. Julie Swamp Dick was not credible. No, she was not. No. That's why they didn't follow up on that shit. She couldn't even keep her fucking story straight. Polly brought up that, in a war, even in the Cold War, there's territories that are fought over. And he asked for specifically a geological area, Vietnam, Korea, all kinds of things happened in the Cold War that weren't, Russia and the U.S. fighting directly. But there was still land that was being fought over.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I think that the reason that I can say, yes, I think there is one, is Berkeley. While Berkeley has always been very liberal, free speech used to mean something there. It used to be, no matter what is said, this is the place where we come and you can talk about anything. And now this is the place we can come and talk about things that we agree with. So I do think that there's geographical places where the culture war is being fought and sides are winning and losing. Do I think anybody's ever going to shoot like actual war? Probably not. But I don't think calling it a cold civil war is out of the realm of what's the word I'm looking for? Credibility. I think it's a decent way to describe it. Same with the culture war or the fight against social or cultural Marxism. Bear says, I wonder if those authoritarians know they're authoritarians. Do you think authoritarians know they're authoritarian?
No, because their main argument usually is that somebody else is authoritarian. And it seems like because I didn't really know exactly, it had a really good picture, like a real tangible thing of like what an authoritarian was and how they behave and stuff like that or whatever. But one common trait I've seen from a lot of authoritarians is they often accuse other people of being authoritarians. And that's usually because they're like, I have a perception that somebody else has all the power and I want all the power. So I'm going to keep saying that they have it and make it seem like I want to be neutral. So that way, people, I can just kind of snatch it all up under their noses. It's kind of weird.
Well, everybody thinks they're the hero of their own story, so nobody thinks they're the bad guy.
You brought that up before, and you're absolutely right. Can you explain that to the people who may have not heard you talk about that before?
So the first the first example that I always think of when I think of like the authoritarian who doesn't think they're an authoritarian is Dr. Doom.
Yes.
Dr. Doom is the king of his own country. He only acts in the interest of his country and his people. And even though his country and his people are oppressed by him and treated like garbage, he thinks he is doing what is best for his people. All his concern is with his rule and his country. He does not think he's the bad guy, even though he fights the superheroes all the time in order to preserve his position in the world, because he thinks he is the best solution for his people's safety. Okay, so when someone thinks they're on the side of right, when they truly believe that they are on the side of the angels, there is no person on earth who's going to convince them that they are wrong, that they are bad, or that anybody else trying to tell them that they're wrong isn't themselves an authoritarian. So that's, trying to have authority over you who know you are right and in which everything you do is pure and just. That's where it comes down to.
I think there's very few people out in the world who think I'm an asshole. Watch me ruin everything.
Right. I mean, like very few people think they are the bad guy. Mm-hmm. And most people, all things being equal, most people don't do horrible things on a regular basis. They may do things that are disagreeable to others or that people take exception to, but you don't have a whole lot of people who are like, psycho killers or something else. I've seen this change in people I know who I used to sit around with and joke, and we tell dirty jokes and everything else. And that was like 5 years ago. And now if someone says anything untoward about their ideological purity test, suddenly that person is persona non grata because they're not on the right side of history. I've seen this evolution in people I know become the authoritarian, but because they believe that they are pure in their intent and that what they think and what they do is for the betterment of the marginalized groups, or for the betterment of women's rights or whatever else, nothing can penetrate that armor of true belief.
Well, look at the guy who tried to kick the phone out of that girl's hand.
Yeah, exactly.
He didn't think he was doing anything wrong. Remember, his excuse was, I was trying to kick the phone, because he thought that was an okay action. He realized, whoops, kicking the woman, that was wrong.
Yeah, whoops.
My bad. By the way, I was just trying to assault you in a different way. Yeah, it's weird because somebody asked, so it's a mental disorder? No, it's not really.
Well, I mean, it's like religious conviction, okay? Except without the magisterium. There's no deity per se, except for doing good for others. If you believe totally, without question, that there is a God and Jesus is his prophet, etc., nothing anybody else can say is going to convince you otherwise. And anybody who questions it or gets close to damaging your belief or insulting your belief, you're going to defend it, and sometimes vehemently, and sometimes with zealotry. It's the same thing. Someone has taken the side of a moral good, and the problem is any question of whether or not their stance is moral becomes a question of whether or not they are moral as a person for what they've been doing. And the ego cannot tolerate the notion that they've been promoting and doing horrible things to people for an extended period of time. So it's kind of this defense mechanism that's built up along with the belief system.
With you mentioning the whole religious aspect, listen and believe is literally a religious ideology.
Yes,
because you can't see a God, so you have to listen to what you're told and believe in it. And I'm not knocking religion, but when it comes to a political ideology, when that becomes your mantra, you're no longer talking about anything political, but you are talking about morals. You're absolutely right when you talk about it, because anyone who's pushing listen and believe, what they're trying to do is help women. That they're out there for the women, and why wouldn't you support women? But if you actually listen, it's like, well, why wouldn't we want evidence? Listen and believe, damn it. You're questioning their intelligence, their righteousness at that point.
Yeah, and that shit, it's funny because it pushes so far that it could lead somebody to believe, well, I need to help women and I need to do it at all costs. This woman is a threat to other women. So technically, if I roundhouse this bitch, I'm helping other women. And the greater good is more important than just this one lady. Yes, I'm supposed to be defending all women, but she's technically not a person.
Yep.
She's an obstacle. That's an enemy.
She's evil.
Yeah, she's evil. Yeah. So I need to eliminate her from the equation so that way I can purify the whole.
Well, she's a non-believer. She's an infidel. Just, Anyway.
She must be excised. Yeah. For those of you out there who think that the left are evil, they're not. In the purest sense of the word. They don't think they're doing bad. And that is something you really have to, if you're going to engage them, you have to understand that.
And the thing is that it's difficult to discount them completely. And I'm not even talking about liberals or anybody else, but anybody who's a true believer in something, usually there's a kernel of truth or rightness to some of their complaints.
Sure.
There are women who are abused. There are women who are raped. You can't deny that is the case.
Or even they can go to the past. Women didn't used to have the right to vote. You're right, they didn't.
Right. Or someone could say, how tenuous our democracy is because look at this example in history of blah. They're not wrong. And this is a sign of something that has happened in the past and blah, 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 blah. Well, they might be technically right, but it's really hard sometimes to suss out what is reasonable in their critique and what is just hyperbole. Because then it becomes this really nitpicky tit for tat kind of thing. And sometimes if you don't come to bear in some of these arguments with really good information and really good rejoinders to some of their arguments, you might be out of luck.
Real quick,
might be the case.
Prospero in chat says the road to hell is paved with good intentions is a saying for a reason. That is one of my favorite sayings.
Yes, it's true. It's very true.
What were you going to say, Satsu? I'm sorry.
No, hold on. Let me get my thoughts together because like with some of the people that I talk to or whatever. And one thing I want to stress too, because like I know we're kind of saying this about people in general that most people don't, but some of them are just shitty people in disguise. Like because I've talked to a significant amount of people who put on this righteous air, but they're trying to sow the seeds of hate or whatever, so their true nature can come out and they don't have to like suffer the consequences for it. Because I know some people who are truly terrible people, some people who I would really classify as fucking evil, who play the whole, I want to jump on this, superiority thing, and I want to say that, I'm protecting and defending these people, so they can justify doing really horrible things to people and saying I'm with them or whatever. And those are the people who are kind of poisoning the whole movement itself. And those are, once again, because it's taboo to speak out against them, unfortunately they've slipped through the cracks or whatever. So I don't want to discount it and say that everybody over there is they're thinking they're heroes, because there's a lot of motherfuckers who are actually just really horrible, terrible people, and they're just like, this is a perfect opportunity to be a piece of shit openly and not have to make up for it. Because I'll be like, oh yeah, I'm just fighting with them.
Yeah, like the person who's going to do hoax letters against themselves to prove a point about which side of the equation they fall on and who's the bad
But
guy.
see, even in that case, I think she was trying to do something good in her own mind. I get what you're saying, Satsu. You see people who do. We had that lady yesterday who's going to take one for the team and kill Kavanaugh. That's a fucking evil thing to say. But I honestly think in her mind, if that happened, it would be a great thing for women. It would be a great thing for the country, because look how evil he is.
Mm-hmm.
We have to be as Hillary Clinton. There's no reason to be civil if they're tearing, or if they're against what you believe in. Like, are you fucking kidding me? But again,
sorry.
I just say, I don't think she was seeing it in her world. Her ideology being beaten down is a horrible thing. It's bad for everyone.
I know we got to get to chat time, but I just thought up a really good comparison of the girl that left the notes for herself. It's sort of like the cop planting evidence on someone he knows he thinks he's guilty.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
Yeah, it's like I know this guy's guilty. I just can't prove it, but I'm going to plant evidence because it deserves it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And with that, guys, it is chat time. Questions, comments, concerns, throw them into chat. We'll do our best to answer your questions. To think on your statements. We're gonna make this all about you. You matter.
By the way, Monkey, we forgot to mention that we will be streaming tonight.
Yes, right after this on 2 Cents Plus, we will be streaming 7 Days to Die. For anybody who wants to join the open server, hit up our Discords. The information is in mine, which is down below. I don't think I have your Discord link in here, but the link to 2 Cents Plus is. And if you want to play with us, let us know, and we'll get you in there. That'll be coming up right after this. Do we have any questions, guys? Jim Henson's Muppet. Oh, did you see, Scribbles, that somebody from the show Daredevil has said basically part of season 3 is going to be the little reporter chick fighting against people who think the press is the enemy. They're pulling the politics in because they're mad about it.
Okay, well, that'll be interesting, because in the first season, the press was the enemy to the criminals.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. I mean, the previews for Daredevil season 3 have already given away so many fucking plot points. I'm so unhappy with myself. I watched the most recent one because it like gave away everything about the major bad guy they're revealing in this season, and it's just but still gonna watch it. And I'll do a review of it like so many others.
What are the first 3 estates? The government, the people.
The 4th estate is the press. The 5th estate is the internet, so far as I understand the lingo now. The other estates, aren't they the branches of the government?
Are they? I can't remember. I know one of them is government. I can't remember if it's all three of them.
Yeah,
'Cause I want to say the people were one of them, but maybe that's not right. Maybe it's the three branches of government, and then the press is the fourth estate. How much money in super chat to read the feminist book to Grand Monkey?
No.
I wouldn't do that. I'll read her happy books, just because she'll get enough of my influence throughout her life. So
No kidding.
He just asked you how much could he pay you to corrupt your granddaughter.
yes, and that answer is there's no amount of money. I'm a whore, but I'm not that big of a whore. Can you imagine what it would feel like to get dialysis with lemon juice?
Oh my god.
What?
What kind of asshole would do that to you?
Yeah.
That is a truly evil person.
Well, what if he dropped like $1,000 donation? He was like, oh, okay, well, maybe a page.
She's at the point where she's actually picking up on stuff. So, you know what? If you dropped $1,000, I would read it to the new one as soon as she's born,
Oh, there you go.
because she won't know shit. She won't remember any of that. And she'll have just as much knowledge as most women voters. So,
Oh.
I love you guys. There was questions here that it might. I hate the way the chat jumps. Leave it where the fuck it is. God damn it.
Yeah, I can't stand that shit.
Ebony says, Lords of the Night, my dad's 59th birthday's tomorrow. What would be a good gift? What's he like? It depends on what he likes. Like for me, my favorite gift right now is Steam gift cards.
There you go. Get him a gift card to like a department store like Target or Walmart or something. That's, that way you can buy anything he wants at any time. He's got a lot of options. When people give me gift cards to like very specific things, it feels a little limiting sometimes depending on what it is. But if you give me a gift card to like a grocery store or a department store, I'm set for a long time.
I love getting Target gift cards as gifts.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're really actually pretty useful.
Ari Bear says, I want Ranting Monkey to think about penetrating a very dry Theresa May and having to pull off great bits of unknown matter off his penis. I would bang Theresa May, man. Turn off the lights. She can be whoever you want her to be. Thank you, Prospero. Fourth estate is left over from British heritage. Clergy, nobility, commoners were the first three. Thank you so much. We should really know that shit. But yeah, in the U.S., they're seen as the ones who are supposed to keep the other three honest-ish.
Yeah.
Joy of Sorrow says, I can't decide if my next project should be building an arcade cabinet style or solar generator. What would you guys do? Oh, I'd go with the arcade cabinet. Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
I want one of those. I want an old school like Hubert.
One of my mom's friends when we were little had he had an arcade cabinet in his living room. It was like the original Streets of Rage or something like that.
Oh, cool.
If I remember correctly. And we thought that was the coolest shit in the world. It was like, this is amazing.
If I could have any one, I would really love to have the original Punch-Out arcade game. I used to play the shit out of that. There was a pizza place in Virginia. I forget the name of it, but every time we went there, I dropped every quarter I had into that game, and I had so much fun with it. I know I keep asking this, says Jack Gunsky, but it's only a matter of time. Is leftism a mental disorder? No. It is a political ideology that is not based in reality.
Leftism has such a broad range of beliefs and adherence to it. There's no, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, there's extremism on either side of the spectrum, and those could indeed be fueled by mental disorders. But the ideology themselves are not mental disorders.
I think extremism in itself is fueled by mental instability.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could be the case, exactly.
Yeah.
And for the record, there are extremists on the right who make me roll my fucking eyes as well. They just don't have the social capital that leftist nonsense gets.
Yeah.
Asinine ass, you probably talked about this, but how come you quit WoW? What did you play, and will you play it again? I got burned out on WoW. I played for God a long time.
For God?
I played for God.
Oh my
I was a paladin. Actually, I did have a paladin.
Jesus.
Let's see. What did I play? When I left, my main class was a druid. I tanked, but I played pretty much everything. At one time, I had max level characters of every class. And will I play again? Probably not. I tried to come back in the expansion before this one that's out right now, and it just wasn't the same. And so I love the game. It's great, and people who are still into it, I understand, but yeah, not for me anymore. Let's see. You're a whore? No shit. Your name is Monkey. I just like money. I do. Money makes it. That's what are you fighting?
That's not me.
Scribe's typing. Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're fine. I thought Satsu was in a major fight.
Nah,
what game
man.
are you and Monkey playing tonight? Tonight is 7 Days to Die. It's the open server. I'm scrolling back up, guys. Sorry. Will you eat chilled monkey brains? No, I have no interest in that.
Ebony, I answered that before. She asked what was my favorite pro hero in My Hero Academia, and it's the Orca dude. He's a fucking beast, man. He looks like a villain. He's like this fucking he's supposed to be like he looks like a whale, like is that what they're called? The orca whales?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And like the little head part or whatever is like black and white, and it comes down his back like a cloak. And he looks like a fucking villain, but he's a hero and he's a fucking beast.
Melissa says, Ranting Monkey, I got caught by the retard you retweeted the other day. It wasn't fair. Okay, you're gonna have to be a lot more specific about which retard. I retweet a lot of retards. Would you eat snake surprise? I don't know what that is.
Why are they asking you if you eat weird foods now?
I don't know. Thank you, Stunlock. Hey, Monkey, tell Satsu he sucks as hard as this 15-day wait we have left for Red Dead 2.
Jesus.
Yeah, I got a lot longer than that, man. My Red Dead fund is not going so well.
Well, Stunlock probably about to find out where I live, because if he gets an extra copy, I'm gonna need to commandeer that.
I just got into Smite. If y'all have played it, what god legendary hero do you play as? I used to mostly play as oh god, what was her name?
Oh god, what was her name?
He was a dragon, and they changed him because people said that's not right. But when he was a dragon, I played him all the time. I forget his name. Yeah, I used to love Smite. It's a good game. If you guys haven't played it, it's free and it's actually quite fun. Satsu, will you give Devil's Line a try?
What?
I'm assuming it's an anime.
Yeah.
Give me a second. I'll answer that in a moment. Devil's Line, you say? Okay, let me check that out.
Joseph says, I heard there's a porno called Lords of the Night. Was that the reason for the name for this chat? If so, what did some dumb American think about that? No, I didn't know there was a porno named that. I think they owe me money. It actually came up because we decided, you know what, we needed, at the time it was just called Monkey Stream, but it was on we rotated channels that made no goddamn sense.
Yeah.
So we're like, we need a name, and we let the audience pick, and that's where it came from.
I've never seen this before. There's very few anime I just wouldn't give a chance. Like you could probably get me to watch at least an episode of anything just to check it out, but this looks like something I would watch.
Thank you so much, Stargazer. She just put all of the information for the Discord and where to come watch us tonight. So if you want to play, the information's right there. Wow, God, you guys are. I love how you guys get so into this and ask questions, and you guys are amazing. I fucking love you. Would you eat ramen noodles and peanut butter? You know what? When I make ramen noodles, I actually take the fork that I stir them up with when it's nice and warm and dip it in peanut butter and eat it. I don't know that I've ever ate them together though.
That's strange.
I know, isn't it? It's just a weird compulsion I have.
Stunlock.
What do you say?
He said, watch episodes of anything, huh? Except Last Man, right? He's been trying to get me to watch this show. But the aesthetic is so unattractive to me. I've been having a hard time to force myself to do it.
BG wants to know if you eat cute little redheads, Scribe.
If they're available, sure.
There you go. Nothing for you here. Wants to know if we think a wood chipper and pigs is a good, clean way to dispose of a body. No. Pig, sure, but the wood chipper is going to leave DNA all over it, man.
I'm gonna watch it at some point.
Confirmed. We have Punch Out on an arcade system. Really? I love the emulators and stuff, and I actually have it set up on my phone to play Punch Out on there, but I would love to play it again. Can you tell us some more about how amazing we are? Random, you guys are the best audience anywhere, bar none. And I love you guys. Scribe Light, why did Monkey miss the Temple of Doom reference when I asked him about Snake's surprise? Because it's been forever since I've seen the movie.
I mean, I figured the monkey brains thing might be a reference to that, but I wasn't sure it wasn't just a monkey joke in general, so.
You mean a black joke?
Oh,
no.
Fucking fuck you.
A ranting monkey joke?
Joseph said, to answer the question you raised, no, the left is not a mental disorder. There are just a lot of people with mental disorders who happen to be on the left.
Indeed.
I don't think it's a mental disorder. I think it's a problem with how kids have been raised these days, to be honest. How much to show Grand Monkey queer kid stuff? Not on my watch. Sorry.
Yikes. No.
Fuck no.
Stay away.
Me and Dax were talking about this before. I think, and I wonder what you guys think about this. I think the overall problem that the left is having politically, like one of the major like far-reaching problems is probably entitlement.
Mm-hmm.
Because me and Dax were talking about it. I'm just like, that seems like the root of everything. Like everything that's going on and all the conversations and the major talking points. Seems like people just have an entitlement problem.
We talked about this the other day. I think it stems from when I was a kid, and Scribe, you probably ran into this a lot. There was a huge push for self-esteem in schools.
Yep.
Kids need self-esteem. Well, no, you don't need self-esteem. You need to be realistic about who you are. And I think so many kids got this idea that I'm special. You're really not. Lindsay wants to know if you played the Might and Magic series, Scribe.
I did not know.
I played one of them, and it's fun. Peter Hades actually gave us a fuck, marry, kill that's going to be difficult because we have decent candidates. Lauren Southern, Candace Owens, and Roaming Millennial.
Ooh.
Hey, I don't know.
Let's see. I'm going to fuck Candace because I think that would be fine. I'm going to have to kill Lauren because she's the one I'm least interested in. I think Roaming would make a good housewife. So
damn, Monkey.
her.
That was exactly what I just played out in my head.
There we go.
I think Monkey speaks for all three of us then.
Yeah, that it can't be any other way.
No. And I'm sorry to Lauren. I'm sure she has a nice badge, but she loses. Ever been asked what your favorite movie, TV show is that has a monkey having a major role? Actually, yeah, I have. We used to get that quite often. It's been a while. And it's got to be Any Which Way But Loose with Clyde.
The correct answer is
awesome.
Lancelot Link.
Was what? I'm sorry?
Lancelot Link.
I don't know what that is.
The whole show was nothing but monkeys that were talking.
Oh.
Yeah, look it up. Lancelot Link. It was a monkey wearing a suit, and the guy gave him a Humphrey Bogart voice, and he had a girlfriend named Mata Hari, and they run around doing spy stuff. It was ridiculous.
Cassie says, I get killing Lauren. You don't like fucking guys anyway.
Oh,
holy shit.
Nice. Hey, SDA, how you doing, girl?
Hey, SDA. And why Kick a Moo Cow is fucking with me because he knows I can't read. Read out loud. I can read. I just can't read out loud. Here we go. How many snacks could a snack stacker stack if a snack stacker stacked snacks?
Oh, my God.
Booyah. And don't forget, guys, I am running like 500 foundations right now, and now I need a snack foundation. So feel free to donate anytime you like. Chaos says, "What? She's legally a man? Is she really? Did she change her information, because I know you can do that in the Canada now, can't you? We just had the story that it was changed somewhere else. I think I talked about that on the de Blasio. Is that his name?
Blasio? Yeah.
De Blasio. Yeah, he just signed a thing so that there's a third gender wherever the hell he is. That's New York, right?
Yes.
There's a third gender on birth certificates, and it is non-binary.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Some dumb Americans complaining at Peter because he's over here because I'm awesome. By the way, I did watch part of your show, guys. What is it? Two Girls, One Stream. They're on Wednesdays, and I forget the other day, but you can watch it. So she legally became a male as an act of satire. Oh, okay.
Oh, that's right. I think I remember reading that.
She's still just the one I'd be. Candace is just so cute. I bet her looking up at you with your dick in her mouth is just amazing.
So somebody needs to ask her if her pay went up up to $1 now instead of 77 cents.
Did she get the full $1?
Yeah, that must be nice.
Scribe, what's your favorite scene from Temple of Doom?
From Temple of Doom. Temple of Doom. Probably the heart ripping out scene near the beginning that kind of shows off the guy's powers. It's just so gruesome, and for a little kid, I remember that very distinctly because it was just so shocking for a PG-13 movie. Although I didn't really understand the whole PG-13 thing at the time. So,
my favorite is when the snake keeps fucking with what's her name. What's her name in the movie?
Billy.
Billy, yeah. And Jones is freaking out because he hates snakes, and she finally just grabs it and throws it. Which is weird because she thought the elephant was fucking with what? She's gonna throw an elephant?
Yeah. Well, I guess the other part I liked is that like the very first time I ever saw the movie, and this is before I had any notion of like Easter eggs or anything like that. I saw that the club name at the beginning was Club Obi-Wan, and I was like, oh, Obi-Wan owns a club?
No, I also I like the song she does at the beginning, the whole production there. They don't do that in movies anymore. It used to be like
they don't.
Big.
I mean, the cool thing about those movies, they were such a throwback to the cinema of the olden days, and I don't know if you could get away with that anymore without like people like complaining about it or calling it sexist or something.
Well, you guys are always amused by me seeing movies that I should have supposedly had seen before but never seen, that Squishy has made me watch.
Yeah.
So she made me watch the other day The Never-Ending Story.
There you go.
Oh, that's a good movie.
Classic.
Good movie. What'd you think?
Okay. Well, I criticized it the whole way through because she enjoys that, but it wasn't bad.
Artax!
All of those movies, I mean, anything you watch, you can find criticism for, but yeah, it's one of those that I really like. Real quick, SDA asked me if I could plug her latest video, and I told her to throw it in chat. It's in chat, guys. Make sure you watch that sometime. Diesel Dave, thank you. Have you ever heard of Taco John's? Their street tacos are as close as you're going to get to authentic Mexican tacos. I go to Taco Bell for my authentic Mexican food.
And that is so sad. But in that movie, I could not let go of the fact I needed to know. I'm like, what happened in that horse's life that made him so sad that he was just like, fuck it? Well, because like everything in the movie pretty much led to, oh, they're happy together and they're having a good time, and that's his trusty partner. And then he was just like, you know what? On second thought, fuck this shit.
No, it's the swamp of sorrows. And as he got, it's one of those things. It's like a self-fulfilling deal where the more he sunk, the more hopeless he felt because he couldn't get out. And so it just fed into itself. And that's why.
I want to point out something. The picture of the girl who was hanging the monkey.
Yes.
If you look at the whole picture, you can see her TV on in the background. You know what she's watching?
No.
Goonies.
Hey, there you go. So, speaking of girls in pictures, wait, you already mentioned the girl that threatened Kavanaugh, like lost her job, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I thought for some reason I thought you didn't say that. Anyway, whatever.
Diesel Dave, that's Tex-Mex. Eating at Taco Bell, you might as well be in central Mexico. It is the same stuff you're going to get there.
No, it's not.
It's exactly the same.
It is absolutely not.
In fact, Mexicans came up with the entire menu.
You need to go to Cozumel, man. Because I ordered the same shit I ordered at Taco Bell at Cozumel, and it is miles apart. They aren't even remotely close. They taste absolutely different.
I just like fucking with the audience because they get so worked up over Taco Bell. There's actually a Mexican restaurant here run by actual Mexicans, the kind who take all of their money and send it back to Mexico. And I know they do that because I used to work somewhere where they sent that. But yeah, their food is so good. They have fried ice cream on their menu, and it is the nastiest thing I've ever tasted in my life. They take ice cream and they roll it in cornflakes, and they call that fried ice cream.
Oh, what the fuck?
It's the only thing on the menu I tell people not to order. But yeah, their shit is so good. But Taco Bell is real Mexican food, guys. That is science. That's just science.
Yeah, look, you know how you can tell a good Mexican restaurant if everything on the American side of their restaurant sucks. Because you know how like every like foreign restaurant has a very tiny American section where you can get like chicken strips and shit. Everything on their American menu is horrible. Like it's terrible.
Scribe, like, can you count backwards from 20 in Greek?
What? Sure. Let me get to that.
You speak Greek?
I don't speak Greek, so no, I cannot do that. Unless, of course, the Greek number system is exactly like the actual number system, which would be a trick question, I suppose. But I don't know if that's the case or not.
Backscan, that's a good question. People describe the left and right as a pendulum swinging. Do you think the pendulum is slowing to a stop in the center or picking up speed?
I believe the pendulum's still swinging left. Like it's still in mid swing on its way over there, and I don't think it's gotten as far as it's going to yet.
I'm not sure that what's happening with the left right now isn't all that much different than what was happening with the Tea Party when Obama first took office. The rabid extreme end of the spectrum started pulling the moderates further to the right, and the actual conservatives started feeling lost in their own party and amongst their own people. Same things happening here at the beginning of Trump's presidency. I'd be really curious to see, and I hopefully will see it by the end of Trump's presidency, whether it's 4 or 8 years, what the left looks like and what the current extreme of the left, how they're considered by the left wing by the time Trump's out of office.
Shiogorath gives us fuck, marry, kill, child, sibling, parent. Dude, I am not Muslim.
What? Gross.
I think the pendulum is still definitely swinging. I think it's over on the left right now, and because I actually think it might be pulling back a little bit. And I think Kavanaugh, what we saw with Kavanaugh, it has a lot to do with that. Lindsey Graham, I've been saying forever, we need that moment. Senator, have you no shame? And I think his was part of it. I think his explosion there was definitely that moment. We'll see.
I do have an interesting question since I haven't really been paying attention to this stuff since recently. Is it commonplace for whenever a party is taking over or kind of dominating politically, the other party usually has the social, like a grasp on the social climate?
Well, everybody loves an underdog to a certain extent. So depending on the dynamics, you might have a notion of that, but it still comes down to party loyalty, and it's always probably split down the middle mostly.
Because that's what it seems like it's happening right now.
We've never seen anything like this before. That's the problem. Because of social media and the access that everybody had. It used to be you got your news from the nightly news and whatever your local newspaper was, and that was it. So there wasn't the social side of it as much.
This is an unknown country right now. We don't know what this is going to turn into, because this is the first sort of generation, let's say, where I can send a message directly to the president and he could conceivably respond, which and in real time, not like I'm sending a letter to the White House or something.
Right.
We are so, I mean, the world, insofar as communications, is so small right now. We don't know what effect this is going to have on our politics, on our social movements, etc. So everything that we're seeing right now is an experiment and brand new. So anybody that says they know what's happening or why it's happening or where it's going, they are guessing at best.
Real quick, thank you, Stargazer. She threw the information for our Discords and the stream. 2 cents plus. We will be playing 7 Days to Die on the open server tonight after this.
Wait, tailed feature, Gold Throttle.
I want to point this out. This morning in my stream, we had 2 Aussies, a Brit, a Scotsman.
Yep.
Let's see. Gutenberg's in Pennsylvania. I'm in Michigan.
He's a Nazi.
We had the world together talking.
Yeah. Isn't that weird?
And that is something that has never been available to people before. Not like it is now. Instantaneous. Yeah. Just sit down and chat with anybody. But with that, guys, I am so sorry. It's over. Once again, you guys made this last half hour just fly with great questions and engagement. I fucking love you guys. And thank you so much for the donations. Thank you for showing up. Best audience in the world. And I will bite anybody who says different. Scribbles, I almost said Scribbles SDA. Oh, my God.
Wow.
That's a throwback. Holy shit. Satsu, Scribbles, thank you so much for joining me tonight, as always. And everyone, your lives make us sad. We'll see you next time.
Bye, guys.
I'm not SDA.
I know. I feel so bad. At least I stopped myself before I said it, right?
I love SDA, but I do not have a vagina.
Tonight's secret word is Satsu's vagina.
Oh, you motherfucker.